Welcome back after the long break. What you have enjoyed there is the product by Bashir Jaythankz, a music video, what he does, and his journey throughout. Welcome back. Yeah, we're on how you inspired young people, what you have done for the country, what you intended to do, and maybe in the near future, what are your big plans to update these people?
I think the bigger plan is to be able to, I just want to create a, I think there's so many things that are not in the country right now, like having association, film board association, and having a union that can be able to support creatives and people who would like to be in the entertainment sector, especially in the movie industry, right? So I would love to see a day where those things are in place, and if I can be able to help and try to make all this possible, I think that's the goal. And at some point, I mean, South Sudanese stories for a very long time have been told by different people, right? I mean, the image of South Sudan has really been distorted so much. So, and I feel like it's only hard that can be able to change that. And to be able to change that narrative, I feel like it's important.
Welcome back. As we stop somewhere, and I want you to explain or address that statement that you were saying about the youth and the vision for you, especially in film industry and in music industry. Because I understand you're doing the thing for both.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I think the structure is not in place in South Sudan for the entertainment industry, especially in the film, in the field of film mush. So I would love to be part of, helping putting, being in a position where if there are bills that are put in place, right, and I can be in a position where I can contribute and make it easier for other people to, to create content. Like I said earlier on, I think it's important for us to tell our own stories as South Sudanese. If I can be part of that and help other creatives, become who they want to be and be able to tell South Sudanese stories, I think I'll be satisfied with that. I think that's the goal now long term. And what I want to be involved in helping people, tap into their talent and help them grow.
What are the challenges? I've heard people are resistant to music, and especially also in filming.
Yeah.
And the issues has always been like they see it in a very negative part. What are these negative things that you think people looked at music and film industry? And that's why maybe you have seen the case example, or the example I can give. If you see video music being shot as a director, you see the girls who are dancing there, majority of them are foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes awkward. You are doing something that is of South Sudanese, but you're not seeing them. What are these challenges that you see?
I think the biggest issue is, we blame it all on culture, right? Because again, now you cannot take someone's daughter and then put them in a music video and then have them, wear a short skirt, or having them act in the movie or in the music video, like for instance, like they're touching, each other with the artists and all that, right? Or people translate and take that literally like they're actually having sex. So our people tend to, because again, it all comes back to our culture and all that. So until we understand like this thing is lucrative again, because again, in other places, you would pay this girl to come and just do that act and go home. There's nothing sexual about it. There's just a contract. You come and do just your part and then you go home. But in South Sudan, we're still, the big number of people don't understand that this is actually work, right? So they take it like you're measuring and all that. So until our people get to understand that like modeling now, people are beginning to understand that, or South Sudanese are beginning to understand that it's a business, not prostitution like they used to, right? So now you can actually allow your daughter or your sister to go and become a model and make money. But until they see that it's a potential, way of making money, I think that's when it's going to be easier. But now, again, it's going to be hard for us to. And the funny part is, the more we keep having foreigners girls in the music videos, it's making it hard for us to tell South Sudanese stories. Because you cannot have Nyanajur come and act as Monjang, and then it doesn't make sense, right? So, and even the features of how people look, they don't look the same. You cannot talk about South Sudanese queen, and the queen that is there, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, what the challenges are they are growing every day.
Yes.
And it becomes difficult even for us to correct it. And sometimes you see musicians giving up, the filmmakers giving up, the directors not going to a different. Is this the same case that is happening to you? Because you eventually twist. How are you juggling this thing? Being a director, filmmaker, creative, entrepreneur, and being a musician?
I mean, I think with this industry, right, you have to be open to learn new things and have to understand the environment that you're in. So being able to understand the environment that you're in, you're able to adjust to it, which a lot of people don't do. So for instance, if I choose to become a music video director in this country, I cannot afford to pay my rent because those guys don't have money, right? The artists. the highest someone would want to pay for a music video is $500. How many artists can be able to afford that? It's very few, right? So this is where now you have to look into other ways of generating revenues or making money. Like for instance, you attach yourself to the government, you do project for government, and then they pay you, and marketing command maybe for corporates and all that. That is another way to make money. So the thing is for you to sit down as a creative and write, creative or come up with ideas where you think businesses that would take and all that. So it needs you to be open-minded, not just like picking one way. Like right now, I think the whole of this year I only shot one music video, and the reason being because I cannot shoot a music video less than $500. Because the reason being not because I want the money, but because it usually limits my creativity. Because again, if someone pays you $500, the makeup artist will take $100, and then maybe the transportation is $100. You go home with $50, bro. That is waste of your time, right? So if it's 1,000, and this is where I blame South Sudanese artists. A majority of the people would rather go and shoot in the foreign countries and all that, paying all that money, but when they come back here, they tell you we don't have the money. Oh, my brother, you understand the economy and all that. They want us to understand the economy when it comes to us, and then they won't help, right? So I feel like generally, if you want to become a creative, and then you need to know that okay, this country is like this. Right now, basically.
And by the way, they refer to you as a very expensive director. What is the problem? Is this because you are spending, or they want the basic answer you gave right now that they limit you?
Yeah. I mean, if you're expensive, the issue is because I'm not taking what they want me to take. That's how I become expensive. The reason becoming expensive is not because I'm demanding the money that the people that they go to demand, which is the same thing. So if I say, give me $5,000 for a project, right? And then you say no, you don't have the money, and then the same person goes and give it to a Kenyan or a Uganda, right? How am I expensive compared to the other guy? So I don't want to do work that doesn't make sense. I want to do something that is really good, because if they see that this thing was done in South Sudan, like some of the projects that I've done, if you look at it, you're like, Juba looks better than this. It's because there's money invested in it. So give me 300, I'm like, my brother.
How do creative content or content creators benefit from all these kind of things? For example, you check out how do content creators benefit? Just you have been in the industry for a long time. What can you tell to a musician who is out there, they want to make money, and a content creator? What is that basic thing that they can do for them to make money?
I mean, the first thing is to build your name, right? And then there's so many ways to make money, bro. Which is like a lot of people don't understand. Again, you have to study what you're doing, and you have to be able to understand how the business around that. So, for instance, as an artist, like my only song that now is on iTunes, is on Spotify, and I have a video on YouTube, right? So basically, I can make money on all these platforms, depending on how many people buys the song or how many people listen to the song, and on YouTube, right? And I get to monetize my YouTube channel. That is another thing. So if I was like someone big like John Prok, for instance, I can put my song in all these platforms, and then I can produce merchandise, maybe with my name in them, and then sell it. That's money. My music is going to be bought by people in the world, right? That's one thing. If I go to the shows, I'll be paid. So you see, there's so many ways of making so many revenues, but people limit themselves to only doing one thing, like going to the shows and perform, and that's it. The artists in South Sudan, they're not looking into the other ways of making income, which is hard. So
who do you look up to in the music industry and the film industry? Within South Sudan, regionally and outside? Three of these stages.
Are there filmmakers in South Sudan?
You don't exist. You don't exist.
Yeah, these people have let me suffer for a very long time.
Okay.
I think regionally, right? I really love how Tyler Perry, Mush. Okay. You know Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched him and follow up how he built an empire just around his name, and with the movie The Medea Mush, like that million made him billions of dollars. That's what made him become a billionaire. So when you look at that, those are the kind of people that I look at them, they inspire me and make me know that okay, this thing is possible, we can do it. And just like for instance, like even like how we started out in Nairobi, right? So just making sure that you do something every day, and eventually with time, people accept and they know, okay, this is something that can be done. Like for instance, like you mentioned earlier on, there are a lot of people that look at me and say, okay, this thing can be done, and all of that is trying to set an example. Because I think there are few people doing what we are doing right now. And I'm not going to profit from this. That's what I know. And that is something that I've accepted, because I'm part of the pioneers of making sure that we establish this, so the next people that come after me now can be able to make money off that. That is just the whole thing. And making sure, setting the pace and making it easier for the next people to come, so that they know, okay, this is what this person has done, and I can even do better than that. I think that is just the goal.
The last summary of a general questions, I just want to ask, and you'll be brief in whatever I ask here. If you were to be born in South Sudan,
yeah,
or you had to choose where you can be born, which country would you choose and why?
Okay, to be honest, I think everything happened for a reason, bro, you know? And I'm a firm believer of, there's a reason why I'm a South Sudanese or born in South Sudan. So I don't think I would trade that for anything. And even when we were in Kenya and all that, there's no time I've ever been comfortable except being in Juba or in South Sudan, right? Because nobody's asking for bullshit passport. No one is asking you, oh, what are you doing here? Foreigner calling me garang, all that stuff. I think there's no feeling like, you know, being from where you are. And I feel like I'm a proud South Sudanese. I don't think there's any other place that I would choose, even if things are hard.
How attractive are our ladies? In a scale of 1 to 10.
3. Okay.
You are a big look down to our society.
The one with the nyash. 8.
That's great.
2. I mean, I think we have beautiful ladies, bro. That's why we are ruling the, you know, the modeling industry right now. We have some of the amazing, beautiful South Sudanese girls. Yeah. So I think
and majority of them, those models don't have nyash. And you are giving them.
That is you.
You are giving them.
That is you saying it.
For example, a cat and others. Do they have?
But nyash is not a problem. Nyash is chum, bro. You can buy. You marry her.
You are the one who read them. So I just give.
If you marry her, the one with no nyash, do you know what you do? And you have money. You go and pay. She come back looking like Beyonce the next day.
Does it look good?
Hey, bro.
For those of you who test it, does it look good? Another question.
Yes.
When last did you lie? And what is that lie? You have lied.
When last did I lie?
And what is
about what, bro? The lying is different.
Oh, so you are a liar?
So you can lie about so many things. Or
the last time you lied, even now in the street.
See, I lied to you.
What did you say?
That we're gonna go to that place where we're not going. Forget among them.
What is that thing? That thing you cannot sleep. What is that thing that you love so much you cannot sleep without?
I think sleep is a necessity, bro. There's no way that you cannot sleep. You say, oh, girl, I cannot sleep because of you. This thing we lie about to girls, bro. Girl, I cannot sleep because of you. The next, when you hang up, you pass out. There's nothing that, what is it? Let me think of something that keep me up at night. It's not Jabona. That's one thing I can tell you. It's not Jabona.
What's that? Come on!
SPLA, bro. SPLA, bro. SPLA, bro. We want peace, man, in this country, man, so that we can be able to do what we want to do, you know.
Sleep naked, do whatever you want.
I sleep naked, but, you know.
You feel like that? Poof!
Yeah. Malau. When you're
Are you married or single?
Me? Who's asking?
We are asking, so that any of you are there should know. Okay. Are you married or single?
Depending on who's asking.
The guys are cheating. Anyway, face that camera, tell to any South Sudanese who's watching, and then any person that you would want to inspire, or what is the last thing that you would love to communicate about there.
All I can say to South Sudanese youth out there, you have to know that, yeah. Okay, that's Jamaica. So all I can say to South Sudanese out there, I I think it's important for you to pick. If you envision to become something, I think you can be able to achieve it, and if you put your mind into doing something, I think eventually with the time, you can actually get that. And being a visionary is very number one thing. Concord. We are in a low budget studio. So this is what I'm saying. So what I can say is like, if you put your mind into something, I feel like the most important thing, and even for me, what keeps me going every time is being remembered for doing something, bro. I think that is like the most important thing in life. And when you're no more, right, people get to say, hey, without Ngek, this thing would have not been like this. And I feel like anyone that has that has the purpose of, of living and knowing that, okay, I'm going to change this and that. Like for you right now, I mean, what's keeping you moving, right? Maybe it's kids, maybe it's not, So I think it's important for you to pick one thing and just follow it up. Not just because, okay, you want to. Money comes by then. And even that's why I've been doing the same thing for a very long time, because I'm not being driven by money, but I'm being driven by passion and the love for the craft that I've chose. So that's the same thing I would tell any South Sudanese out there. Whatever that you decided to be and you want to become, I mean, don't let money be the thing that keeping you going, but rather having the passion towards that.
There you go. That is Nasty Cool. By the way, if you don't know the other names for him, he's called Nasty Cool, and he has been an inspiring musician from day one, filmmaker. At the same time, he's also called Bad Guy, and he has the baddest guy in town. So when it's my director too, and he has been working for many companies. He's also a consultant. He has so many titles. If we were to sell those titles, we will get some money.
I want to ask you a question, Taban.
Wait.
Okay, sorry.
Ask.
How is it like working with me?
Yeah, he's a cool guy, by the way. He's one of the best. You could see from the interview. Yeah, that one is self-explanatory. Very loving, caring, okay, and motivational kind of a person. You would want to work with. You work with him if you want anything like a video. You must have money. It's not about it is $200. It is that one. Forget that one. You look for anybody.
No, more.
So this is Junub Pride, and we are proud of Bashir as a content creator, as a musician, and we have not asked him on when he will release the next song, but wait on your doorstep. Go to his channels, and that is Bashir Jaythankz on YouTube, and also on Facebook and other platforms that will always make him on social media. My name is Tabana Chigamjimo, aka TJ, and this is Junub Pride, sponsored by Hamstar TV. Time like this, always we shall have such a show, and always like our page and also follow our page. Go to YouTube, Hamstar TV. Thank you so much for enjoying this show. Otherwise, Lord is coming next, and you will enjoy. Thank you.
Lord,